Arnoux Renault, ready for the 80 laps. And away they go, and through the middle punches Gilles Villeneuve. To the right, Nelson Piquet. Jabouille tucks into second position, and Jody Scheckter challenges on the left. But Jabouille closes the door. Arnoux goes wide. Piquet goes through into fourth position as they go round the right-hander at Villeroy at some 120 miles an hour. Villeneuve leads. Jabouille in second position. Scheckter is in third, and Piquet is in fourth position as they go round the Sablière down to La Bretelle. Third gear, 120 miles an hour, still downhill to the Parabolique, the hairpin. Second gear, 95 miles an hour, then uphill over the crest and accelerating hard all the time. Up into third gear, and it's Gilles Villeneuve in the Ferrari in second place as they go round the double left-hander. It's Jean-Pierre Jabouille. Jody Scheckter is in third position. Nelson Piquet is fourth. Jarier is up into fifth position, and Niki Lauda is sixth as they go round La Combe, accelerating all the time. This is a constant right-hander at 150 miles an hour. And again the start. The two Renaults get away, but the turbo pickup is not as good as the Ferrari, and Villeneuve goes through. Watch Jody Scheckter, number 11, to the left as he comes out of Jabouille's slipstream, and Villeneuve goes into the right-hander first, Jabouille second, Scheckter third, Piquet taking fourth position, and we rejoin on lap 2 with Villeneuve leading Jabouille, Scheckter in third position. Nelson Piquet in the V12 Brabham is behind him, and there is Jarier and Niki Lauda, fifth and sixth. Jacques Lafitte in the Ligier, sixth, and Alan Jones in seventh place. Up to the Parabolique, the second gear corner, accelerating hard now, and Gilles Villeneuve leading. And it looks already as though Villeneuve, with 2 wins behind him this season, intends to make it 3 in the Ferrari. His team leader, Jody Scheckter, behind him in third position. Jabouille second, Scheckter in third place. Nelson Piquet, the young Brazilian, there he is in fourth place. Jarier fifth, Lauda sixth. Lafitte, Jones and René Arnoux is up into 8th position. End of lap 2, over the line they go, and there's jostling amongst the 8th, 6th and 7th place men as Jacques Lafitte crosses the line, and Gilles Villeneuve, the young French-Canadian in the Ferrari, is starting to build up a lead. Over the line, lap 11, goes Jabouille in second place. There is Jody Scheckter, and René Arnoux on the left is passing Nelson Piquet to take fourth position. So Piquet is down to fifth, Alan Jones is sixth, and Jarier is in seventh position. Look at the gap between Gilles Villeneuve, the leader, there he is, going down to La Bretelle. La Bretelle means the braces, and it's called the braces because that part of the circuit looks as though it's holding the rest of the circuit up if you look at it on a map. Uphill now, foot hard down. Villeneuve, cool and deliberate. Big lead now over Jabouille. How steady that Ferrari is. Lap 11, Villeneuve, the race leader in this 80-lap French Grand Prix. Next up, Jean-Pierre Jabouille in the yellow and white Renault, and it is proving very reliable so far. It's run 2 full Grand Prix in special practice here at Dijon. And into lap 12, Villeneuve first, Jabouille second. Jody Scheckter in the white helmet and the red Ferrari is in third place, and I do believe that René Arnoux is catching him. He's pulling away from Piquet. And behind Piquet, it's Alan Jones in the Saudia Williams, who is in sixth position. Jabouille, Scheckter, Arnoux, Renaults first and fourth. Piquet, Alan Jones, Jarier in the Tyrrell, and Niki Lauda dropping back. Jacques Lafitte, Clay Regazzoni and Didier Pironi in the second of the Tyrrells. The beautiful Côte d'Or country in the background, and over the crest comes Jean-Pierre Jabouille, challenging hard now, trying to close up on the flying Ferrari in front of him, and there it is, Gilles Villeneuve. And this is where those 2G forces really act. Jabouille has got a head steady on the left of his cockpit, and his head bangs right up against it as he goes round this right-hander. Jackie Ickx, who was taken the place of Patrick Depailler, was suffering badly in practice, and now over the line goes Gilles Villeneuve, and this is into another lap. Lap completed, into lap 14, Jody Scheckter third and René Arnoux closing up. Behind him, Nelson Piquet. There is René Arnoux, number 16, in the 500 horsepower twin-turbo Renault. Piquet is dropping back, and Alan Jones, who drove so superbly at Monaco and at Belgium before then, is closing up. Parabolique. Back into second gear. Villeneuve. Jody Scheckter going round the parabolique, accelerating out, up, over the crest, into the double left at La Bretelle, and Mario Andretti is in trouble, into the pits. Bob Clark working on his car, Rex Hart working on his car. Off comes the wheel, and they're not changing tyres. I thought it was tyre trouble, but it looks from the way they're down there as though it is brake trouble, and it's a very unhappy world champion in the cockpit of the Lotus 80, which has not been a good car for him this season. Jan Lammers towards us, and behind him in the new Arrows, the German Jochen Mass is about to be lapped by Gilles Villeneuve in the Ferrari, and Jabouille is definitely getting closer. Jean-Pierre Jabouille, number 15 in the Renault, is getting closer, and Arnoux is challenging Jody Scheckter for third. And he comes out of his slipstream and he's going to take it. René Arnoux is taking third place from Jody Scheckter. So it is now Renault leading. In second place it's a Ferrari, in third place it's a Renault, and in fourth place it's a Ferrari. Look again, René Arnoux creating history by taking the Renault up into third place, and there's another Renault in the lead. And on lap 25, Niki Lauda, double world champion, coasts in, and is he out of the race? Up comes the visor, off come the straps which hold him into position. Out gets a very unhappy Niki Lauda, and his race is run. It's been a miserable season for him. He's only had one finish in 7 races. So with Lauda telling the marshals how to park the car and having a bit of a discussion about it, into lap 33, and Mario Andretti is back in the race. We're looking at Jacques Lafitte and Emerson Fittipaldi and John Watson in the McLaren, who have got closing up on them and are about to lap them, Gilles Villeneuve and Jean-Pierre Jabouille. And Villeneuve has broken the lap record, 1 minute 11.07 seconds. Faster than the lap record previously held by Mario Andretti, nearly 3 seconds faster. And he's starting to challenge now Gilles Villeneuve. Look how he has closed up. The gap was 3 seconds, and Jabouille has remorselessly clawed it back 100th of a second by 100th of a second, until he is only 3 or 4 car lengths behind the race leader, Gilles Villeneuve. Down to La Bretelle. And Jabouille's hit the curb. He's lost distance. He's gone over the corrugated curbing there, concrete curbing, and that will have rippled the suspension of the Renault. It's thrown his concentration, and he's dropping back. And now Villeneuve starts to pull away as Niki Lauda walks into his 6th retirement of 1979. So, leading Villeneuve, Jabouille, Arnoux, and next up, it's Piquet. It's not Scheckter, it's Piquet, with right behind him Alan Jones. There is Patrick Tambay, and then Jody Scheckter. So Piquet is up to 4th, Jones is up to 5th, and down to 6th goes Jody Scheckter. Villeneuve leads, Jabouille 2nd, and René Arnoux in 3rd position. John Watson, 14th position, very unhappy, almost certainly his last race in the McLaren M28, because in the British Grand Prix the new McLaren is going to be out. And on lap 45 towards us becomes De Angelis, Lafitte out of his lap stream to pass him, and behind him Bruno Giacomelli in the Alfa, Keke Rosberg on the right, number 30 is Jochen Mass, and coming through the middle is Gilles Villeneuve with less than a car length behind him Jean-Pierre Jabouille in 2nd place. What a race this is turning out to be. The 1979 French Grand Prix, and Gilles Villeneuve has now got right in his mirrors, big in his mirrors, just behind his rear aerofoil, and there's Giacomelli spinning. Giacomelli in the Brabham, in the Alfa Romeo car, has spun and has been passed by Gilles Villeneuve and, of course, by Jean-Pierre Jabouille. And now the battle for the lead is well and truly on. Lap 46, and we're looking at Jean-Pierre Jabouille, number 15, the 36-year-old Parisian, ex-Formula 2 champion of Europe, chasing Gilles Villeneuve, ex-Formula Atlantic champion of America and Canada, the man who made his Grand Prix debut in Britain in 1977. Villeneuve, Jabouille, that's Lafitte, followed by De Angelis. They're both going to be lapped by Villeneuve and by Jabouille. Jabouille closing right up on Villeneuve. Into the right-hander. Sweeping round, that's another lap completed, round Villeroy, up to the Sablière bends, the right and the left, down to La Bretelle, back into third gear. And Villeneuve will need all his famous cool now, because that yellow and white Renault has got 120,000 frenzied Frenchmen cheering it on every inch of the way. And if Jabouille can get past Villeneuve, he will well and truly be the hero of France today. But Villeneuve leads. Closing up on De Angelis in the shadow, the young Italian from Rome. And is he going to let the two cars behind him, Villeneuve in the Ferrari and Jabouille in the Renault, through? It looks like it. Villeneuve is through. And Jabouille is through, and Jabouille is challenging. Jabouille comes out of the slipstream of Gilles Villeneuve, and he's taking the lead. Jean-Pierre Jabouille starts lap 47 out of 80 in the lead. Villeneuve tries to retake it and fails. And so now a French driver in a French car with a French engine on French tyres is leading the French Grand Prix. An incredible achievement. Jabouille, the man that they said was not a great race driver, but a great test driver, watch it again, as Jabouille takes Gilles Villeneuve and the lead of the French Grand Prix. Magnificent Grand Prix motoring, and Jabouille has proved now, if he never does anything again, that he's a magnificent driver. Jackie Ickx, that is. Car number 25, the Ligier. Jackie Ickx, who took the place of the injured Patrick Depailler, has had mechanical trouble and looks as though he is well and truly out of the race. Coming towards us now, Jean-Pierre Jabouille, and Jabouille has now broken the lap record. 1 minute, 10.85 seconds, a new lap record, and it's held by Jean-Pierre Jabouille in the 500 horsepower twin-turbo Renault. Villeneuve now second, René Arnoux in third position. And there is Jabouille, the leader, and he's pulling away from Villeneuve. Maybe Villeneuve's tyres are going off, but whatever it is, because he's on Michelin tyres, which is the same as those of Jean-Pierre Jabouille and Arnoux behind him, whatever the reason, Jean-Pierre Jabouille is showing that the Renault is fastest around this Dijon course. There is Villeneuve. Nelson Piquet, fourth position, is out of the race, into the catch fencing. Obviously, thank heavens, perfectly all right, but the Brabham a very, very sorry mess indeed. And Nelson Piquet climbs over the Armco fencing, while Jackie Ickx has climbed the bank to watch the race. Perhaps he's a bit worried about facing Gérard Ducarouge, the Ligier team manager, about his broken motor car. And Jody Scheckter into the pits. Jody Scheckter, 8th position. That's the trouble. Lap 56, Jody Scheckter's tyres were obviously going off. He has slipped down from 3rd to 8th position. He is out of the World Championship points, and he is the World Championship leader. He has to finish 6th or higher to get World Championship points. And Mauro Forgieri, the Ferrari team chief, claps his hands, and out of the pits goes Scheckter, back into the race. Jabouille now 13 seconds ahead of Gilles Villeneuve. And there is Jabouille. There's a long gap now. Jabouille can afford to slow down and pace himself home. He hasn't got all that far to go. Renault reliability has not been all that good in previous Grand Prix. They've only had 3 finishes, but Renaults are well and truly on their way now. There is the leader, Jean-Pierre Jabouille, with a lot of the race run, not all that much still to go, and a big gap between himself and the second place man as Mario Andretti, who has been testing in effect, comes into the pits, and he is obviously out of the race. He's finished. No points for the reigning world champion in the French Grand Prix. So now Renault leads Ferrari, leads Renault, and lap 75, that's Villeneuve in second position, and closing right up on him is René Arnoux, the incredible young Frenchman in only his first real season of Formula One racing in a car which looks as though it can win, because Jabouille is leading at the moment. Scheckter behind has been lapped, of course. And now the question is, can René Arnoux make it a Renault first and second by catching and passing Gilles Villeneuve? They're on lap 75. The gap is 1.7 seconds as they go into the parabolique. Down to the double left at La Bretelle. Villeneuve, Arnoux, Ferrari, Renault. Round to La Combe, and this is where the G-forces start to work. This is where the cars drift right out over the curbing, as Villeneuve just did. From La Combe down to the Courbe de Pouar. It's a continuous fast right-hander. When I say fast, I mean 150 miles an hour, and Arnoux is right with Villeneuve as they come to lap 76, closing up on De Angelis, and Arnoux pops out and has a look. That's Jody Scheckter in the background has been lapped. Arnoux has another look. And Villeneuve locks up his tyres. He is trying very, very hard indeed. There is no play acting here. Into the left-hander and the right-hander at Sablières. Down to La Bretelle again. Downhill, very fast. Lap 76, 80-lap race. Jabouille a long way ahead, aiming for a finish. And if he finishes, he will win at the speed he's going now. Who is going to be second? There's Villeneuve. Parabolique behind him. Arnoux. Renault first, Renault third, Ferrari second, and Arnoux right in the mirrors now of Gilles Villeneuve as they go round Bretelle up to La Combe. Lap 76, that's De Angelis that they're closing up on, and if they catch him and he balks them, it could change the whole complexion of this race. Keeping round the Courbe de Pouar. Then they burst up over the crest and into the site of the grandstand, and it's De Angelis going to be lapped. It's Villeneuve. This is the start of lap 77, and Villeneuve locks up the tyres again. And the order is Jabouille, Renault, and then Villeneuve in second place. Behind him is Arnoux in third position. Alan Jones in the Saudia Williams fourth. Jean-Pierre Jarier in the Candy Tyrrell is fifth. And Clay Regazzoni in the second of the two. Saudia Williams is in sixth position and scoring World Championship points as he did at Monaco. Now, will De Angelis give way? Yes, he does. He moves over politely and considerately, and they both burst through. Villeneuve second, Arnoux third. They're on their way. There's a clear circuit in front of them. And only 3 full laps at the end of this one. Fourth gear, up into fifth when they go over the crest of the hill, up to 160, 165 miles an hour as they come down to the right-hander at Villeroy. And it's there that they can pass, and Arnoux going to do it. René Arnoux is challenging for second as they come up to Villeroy, but Villeneuve will not give way. Arnoux got the inside line and the shorter line. And he takes second place as they go into the right-hander and the left at Sablières. And now Renaults indeed are first and second in the French Grand Prix. And the French crowd is going mad, roaring in the background. Replay, and Arnoux comes out from behind the rear of Villeneuve's Ferrari into the inside at the right-hander at Villeroy. And look at the courage of both of them as they both refuse to back off. Back on lap 78. Brown, Britell and Arnoux, this incredible young man with so comparatively little Formula One experience, is having the effrontery to pull away from Villeneuve in the previously virtually all-conquering Flat 12 Ferrari. Well, this is incredible. The twin-turbo Renaults appeared at Monaco, not their circuit. And now we're into the start of the 79th and last lap but one, with René Arnoux second and Villeneuve go. Incredible! Villeneuve stood on everything, locked up his tyres, got the line, and he's back into second position on the last lap but one, and the French crowd aren't very happy about that, and who can blame them? Down to La Bretelle. Arnoux done it once, can he do it again? There's Villeneuve going through on the replay into the right-hander at Villeroy. And the wheels are overlapping. Arnoux's offside front wheel was actually tucked inside the two near side wheels of Villeneuve's Ferrari as they went round the right-hander at Villeroy. This is incredible. This is the 79th lap in this 80-lap historic French Grand Prix, the oldest Grand Prix of them all. This is the 65th Grand Prix, and there has never been a more exciting battle for a major position than this one, with such French interest. Jabouille still ahead. And he's closed right up on Villeneuve, and he's going to try again. They're coming into the start of the last lap behind Jochen Maas in the A2 Arrows. And Arnoux does it, does he? And Villeneuve locks up. And Villeneuve has had to go wide, and Arnoux's on the inside as they go round Villeroy. He's got the shorter line, he's got second position. He's got second position, he's through, they bang wheels. He's off, and he's back again. René Arnoux off the circuit and back again, and now Villeneuve's in second position, and this is the last lap. And Villeneuve goes over the corrugations, and he nearly loses the front as they go up to Parabolique on the 80th and last lap. And he's back, he's in second position. Villeneuve is second in the Ferrari. Down to third position goes Arnoux. To La Bretelle, 80th. 80th lap in this 80-lap race, and there's less than a third of it to go. Now, can Arnoux, on the tremendously fast La Combe Courbe de Pouar section, 150 miles an hour, get past? They go past Jochen Maas, and Jabouille wins. Jean-Pierre Jabouille has won in the Renault. Who is going to be second? Villeneuve is at the moment. Arnoux is in third position. Into the Courbe de Pouar they come. There is Riccardo Patrese, and Villeneuve is second. Arnoux is third. Behind them and lapped are Jochen Maas and Jody Scheckter. And an incredible, heart-stopping French Grand Prix as they go into the victory lap with Jabouille 9 points for the World Championship, Villeneuve second, Arnoux third, Alan Jones fourth in the Saudia Williams, in the Candy Tyrrell Jarrier fifth, and in the second Saudia Williams car Clay Regazzoni 1 point. Does that change the World Championship? Well, the answer to that is that it does make a slight difference, but Jody Scheckter is still in the lead in the World Championship. Second Villeneuve, third is Lafitte, fourth equal Reutemann and Depailler, and sixth is still Mario Andretti. And a new lap record for René Arnoux, 1 minute 9.2. And so, as the crowd goes away, let us look again at that last lap, an incredible last lap, as René Arnoux on replay goes into the right-hander at Villeroy. Holds the lead as they go for second place, as they go down Sablière off the course. Back onto it again. Villeneuve closes up on the inside line and retakes second position as they jostle and bang wheels down into the left-hander at La Bretelle for the 80th and last time, up to the Parabolique. And this is where Arnoux lost second place. He ran too wide. Villeneuve goes through on the inside, holds the position, because if you've got the racing line from this point onwards, even René Arnoux cannot get past. So, with Jochen Maas past, Villeneuve goes through, Jabouille wins the French Grand Prix of 1979, and up to the line come the battle for second and third places, Villeneuve and Arnoux, Ferrari and Renault. And that is it. It's as close as that as they go across the line, and René Arnoux has made his reputation at the French Grand Prix today, and so of course has Jean-Pierre Jabouille, the first Frenchman to win the French Grand Prix for 30 years.